let me through," she countered, arching a brow. Good. She wasn't as drunk as I'd thought. I liked knowing she could take care of herself. Still, I felt obligated to provide backup. It was in my wolf DNA and in my enforcer job description. "You heard the lady." My deep voice cut through the crowd and 4 heads swiveled my way in surprise. The 3 human men vying for Becky's attention and the lovely nurses. I didn't get in her space, wanting to give her the room the other guys weren't offering. She beamed at me from her spot by the rail that enclosed the mechanical bull area. Her blue eyes showed pleasure at seeing me, and I wondered what they'd look like when they showed pleasure from me getting her off. I didn't care if it was on my fingers, on my mouth, or on my dick. I'd satisfy her any way she wanted it. "Thank you, Clint." It took me a second to recover from surprise that she knew my name, and in that moment, the asshole in question positioned himself between me and my little nurse. Yeah, my little nurse, because I had my sights set on her. But these assholes were pretty much cock-blocking me, which really didn't sit well. The fact that they were messing with Becky didn't make me happy either. "Give the lady some space," I growled. Rob, our pack alpha, my boss and best friend, didn't like us picking fights with humans. Sure, he and the Shifter Council sent me out to deal with rogue shifters, or anyone who needed reminding of the rules, but this was different. This was Cody's on a crowded summer night. The temptation to show Wolf's superior strength was fucking strong, but the chance of truly hurting a human or worse, revealing our nature, would increase. I was careful to keep our ways a secret, but no one fucked with a female, shifter or human. No way I was backing down. Especially not when Nutsack gave me a shove. I tried not to laugh at his meager strength. I had to be 6 inches taller and a bag of feed heavier. He did have balls, though. I had to give him that. Still. I wrapped a fist in his shirt and used it to pick him up and shake him. "Get lost, asshole. The lady asked you to let her through." He threw a punch. I couldn't miss the wind-up, and I was tempted to dodge it, to throw one back. But the thought of pissing off my alpha ran through my head, and so I held still and took it, right in the nose. He'd broken it. Whatever. It hurt a little, but I'd heal in a few hours. No biggie. The worst blow was to my ego, which really wanted me to pound the fuck out of said asshole right here in the bar. But what I wanted to do to him would put him in the hospital, and that was a big no. Fucking humans. I sighed and settled for my fingers around his throat. My hands were big and strong. I could squeeze and lift him off his feet at the same time. Blood ran down my face, but the dude was turning purple, gasping and kicking out to reach the floor. I waited a couple beats until Becky closed the distance between us, plucked my sleeve with a sweet little, "Clint." Only then did I drop the guy. I let him fall and immediately ignored him, turning all my attention to the little blonde. "You okay, sugar? Come here." I didn't plan on doing anything dramatic, but 1 minute she stood before me, her head tilted back so her blue eyes met mine, looking adorable in her pink boots and miniskirt. The next she was up in my arms in a honeymoon carry. "Clint!" she shouted, laughing. I pushed through the crowd toward the bathrooms because I was going to have to clean up. I didn't give a shit about blood. Being a nurse, I doubted she did either, but still. On the right were the doors to the restrooms. To the left, a storage room. I chose the left where we wouldn't be interrupted. My sudden flair for the dramatic continued because I didn't feel like dropping her after I opened the door and carried her right inside. Only when I'd found the switch to illuminate the shelf-lined walls did I tip her back onto her feet. I locked the door, not because I was planning on doing anything with her. I just didn't want to be bothered. Yeah, that was all. It wasn't that I wanted uninterrupted alone time with a little nurse. "Wow, are you all right? That guy was a total jerk." Her breathless voice wound around my trunk like honey and silk. She looked up at me with the prettiest wide blue eyes I'd ever seen. "We should probably get you to the hospital to have that set." I smirked at her because her concern was damn cute. The bleeding had already stopped, so I went over to the utility sink, pushed a mop handle out of the way and quickly washed. Tugging a few paper towels from the dispenser, I dried my face.